Hello everyone, Mimikins here. Today I'm going to show you some of my Ice Elemental bow builds. Bow is one of the weapons that manages to pull off some very nice damage with Elemental. You want to make sure what you're fighting is weak to ice, preferably 3 stars to maximise your damage. My current favourite ice bow is the Legiana snowfletcher, which I've augmented with Affinity. This bow has below average raw damage, but the ridiculously high ice damage more than makes up for it. The elemental modifier for the spread shots adds more damage than raw alone, so this is the best ice bow at the moment. I have tried another ice bow, Daora sagittarii, which I love the model of. A bow in the shape of a horse is pretty cool, however the snowfletcher does come out on top, so my horsey bow sadly remains unused in my item box. If you do prefer style over damage, it can be utilised in these builds also, but bear in mind it caps at 3 elemental jewels and the 3rd jewel is questionable since it only adds 10 element. You may wish to use something else in its place. Talking about style, you are definitely going to want to use a layered armour for this set because it looks horrendous. This is probably one of my ugliest mix sets. This is my one for console, but don't worry PC players, I have an ugly build for you as well. I hope you PC players have layered armour, otherwise you might want a DAT mod so only your friends have to suffer your fashion disaster. I'm going to show you all my ice bow builds. Critical DPS build, a balanced Slugger build, and some vanilla builds for PC and those who don't have online access and are missing some of the download content. Okay, let's start with my DPS Critical build. This set has a 90% crit rate on weak spots, which works really well with the critical element set bonus for Rathalos Mastery for racking up the damage. Ice attack caps at level 4 for this bow, putting in level 5 will not give you any extra DPS increase. Constitution is my favourite stamina reduction skill on bow. This can be further amplified by using dash juice to hit the stamina cap reduction. Normal shots boost your damage on the charge shots, basically attacks which you use the R2 button for. Spread will affect your special shot attacks, which is the circle button on the PS4 controller. This is my Slugger utility build. This works best in single player, it does work in multiplayer, but since the stun threshold is much higher, the stun will not occur as often, unless other people are assisting with filling up the stagger meter. It has lost some skills, but the increase in knockdowns can more than make up for any losses. Extra knockdowns in some cases can result in higher damage done, especially in group situations, and particularly good against monsters such as Teostra and Lunastra. 80% affinity in this build. Only level 2 constitution, but if you're using a dash juice you will reach 45% reduction, which is only a 5% loss since the stamina reduction cap is 50%. This bow has sleep coating, so you can use sleep bombing to do some nice damage with level 2 bombardier. This is a nice bonus skill which comes from the new Zora Gamma waist. I knew as I saw that waist it would be useful for mix sets. Make sure you grab the armour while the event is still running. Next up is my vanilla PC build. I made 2 builds. The first is my critical build. It's very similar damage per shot to the console 5.11 build, but due to the gear limitation has reduced affinity. This build has 75% crit rate on weak spots, which is still decent and you could use a booster to reach 100%. This 4th build is just an extra build for those lacking jewels. Unfortunately both armour skills for spread and normal are on the leg slot, so if you have to pick, go for spread. This build has a 65% critical rate with the augment. I would probably take the affinity booster in this build just to keep the crit rate up. If you're lacking other jewels, just slot what you can for now and replace as you are able. Jewel drops can be very random, so it's hard to build for everyone, but I hope I've given enough ideas for people to tweak to their own jewel inventory. Good luck on getting the jewels you need. Still waiting for that Mind's Eye jewel, Capcom. I hope you found the video useful. Please support the channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.